Hey, YouTube, new video. This one I'm going to talk about the antenna that I use um, in my different kits. So I got a bunch of HF, VHF antenna, and yeah, some are portable and all are mobile. Some are made to carry with me when I go uh, doing kayaking and stuff like that. But I'll talk a little bit more about those. And another kit that I have that I'll be using when I go kayaking is just getting finished right now. So the first antenna that I have, very long. You can see it's good for UHF, VHF. Has a nice connector on the end. I just put that on to protect it from getting bumped up and stuff. So far, bought that from, I forget what was his name, but he had students that was making antennas, and you would buy them. It was part of their class, and he would sell them to him, and so they're very tuned in. They're very good quality. I've been having this one for a few years now. Being in PVCs, it carries very well. It's just a little bit cumbersome. Like as you can see, it's kind of pretty long, but works great. So far I've been not having any trouble with it, and been sending up. And again, it's using mostly for VHF and UHF. And then my other kit, I carry most of my antennas in there. So in that one, I carry the coax to attach my HF antennas, because the VHF one, there's one connector that is straight to my boxes. So I have the, I forgot how long that is. I think it's 25 feet or something like that. And it's RG8X. I just bought that during a ham fest, and it's well done, and was I didn't have any problem anymore yet using it. One of the first antenna that I have here, it's part of the MPAS, and I'll put a link down. They're having a new ones now, but this is the old MPAS system by Chameleon. And basically the system, you can be using it with a wire antenna. They're all hand fed, but you can either use it vertical, which I most of the time, almost all the time, use it vertical, and then you can also use the system as a wire antenna. And how you use the antenna is that there's a 9-to-1 on at the end of it, and then with a tuner you can tune it for pretty much every band. Because I don't have the extender for this antenna, I think I can use it all the way up to 40, I think 80 as well. I can use it, but the 160 band I cannot because I don't have that extension. But the reason I use it verticals is that I'm living in kind of a townhouse, well, right now in a townhouse, and I have a balcony on the second floor that face water, and there's nothing in the front. Wire would be very, like, I don't have threes or anything to really hook stuff on, and I want simplicity when I put my antenna, because obviously I live in a complex, in an urban setting, so I don't want people to like, hey, can you bring down your antenna and stuff like this. So when I want to do a talk, I just put the antenna up, hook it up on my balcony, do my chat, put the antenna out, and then I'm out. For mobile, it works great for that as well, because I can put the antenna on and off. Mainly what I use is the tripod over here. I bought the same tripod from Chameleon as well, and so far it works great. I've been able to do a few contacts and hearing a lot of the people and stuff. I'm waiting to get my system connect so that I can do a whisper, which is basically a test where you can see how your antenna propagate. Since I moved here, I didn't have a chance to try it, so I'm not quite sure now what I'm reaching, and also I'm facing the sea. So salty water a lot of time helps with your transmission. I'm not too far from the sea, so it's going to be interesting to see if it helps me with my transmission, especially with the vertical antenna. Obviously, it would have been better for a dipole. That's usually the best antennas, and with the wire antenna, I could set it up at different setup and stuff. But so far, it works great. It's easy to put in, and the other antenna that I have as well for UHF and VHF, sorry, it's a dipole. It's a SOTA antenna, and basically what you do is you attach this all together, and then you use it on a vertical connection like this. But and because it comes from the UK, over there they have a little bit more radios, shortwave. So apparently, when you put it on the side like this, horizontal, you can also listen to shortwave. So basically, like this, it's mostly HF, VHF, but like this, you can receive a lot of shortwave with it. So basically, it's a double N antenna. I could use it with my SSB connector, SSB radio that I carry in my mobile kit to listen to shortwave, or I could use it as well, like I said, like to propagate VHF, UHF. I use it a few times, but again, I bought it mostly for SOTA, which basically because of the format. But I mean, here inside it works also pretty good. The other antenna that I have here that is not for mobile, a little bit portable, but it just I didn't try it yet. It's because mainly now, because I used to try to do SOTA because I was doing more mountains, and since I moved here, I'm doing more kayaking. This antenna would be a little bit big to carry in the kayak, and especially because in a kayak you always have to think, if I fall and the water goes in, I have to keep everything dry, so it's harder to find place to do dry bags with those things. But it's, and I'll put the link down. Basically, it's the V2LE loop by the Tree County Radio Association. So basically, they're a ham radio that have their members do antennas, one to teach them during their course, and then after that they sell it, and then they generate revenues for the club. It's a 25 watts antenna, and it's a loop antenna, and so basically, as you can see, this is the whole antenna here. The coax goes between those two entrances here. Over here there's a support beam which is kind of over here, and it holds it, and so it helps in loop. And then at the bottom of it there's an attachment, so I can use it with any tripod, so any camera, that's like typical tripod connector. So if you're using a tripod for a camera or something like that, I can use it with this tripod. The reason I didn't play with it as much is that problem with loop antenna, they're great if you stay in one region. Like they're super good for narrow band, and they propagate a lot of your energy that way. But if you're, that's one of the reason that's one of the advantage. But the disadvantage is that, for example, if I want to start going from the 20 meters to the 30 meters to the 40 meters band, and then go around and then kind of check if I can hear any contacts and stuff, this antenna is not great for that, because every time that I change the pathway, I have to retune it, and the tuning is by ears, and you have to tune it by hand, and so it becomes very hard to do. Versus if I use the vertical antenna, all I do is press my button for my auto tuner, and basically I'm tuned within that area. I switch to 20-meter band auto tune, and I can look at for different connections and stuff. But for digital, this will be awesome. One, digital is always in the very narrow bands, and two, my like I said, my power will be higher up, and also you don't need as much power up for digital. So my radio that runs usually at 100 watts, now I'll be able to, and this is only 25 watts, so I'll be able to drop it down to 20 watts, and so I'll be able to generate use less energy. So if I use a battery and stuff, and then don't have to tune all the time, and so the loop antenna will be great. As you can see, it's very portable. It's pretty easy to carry. The other way that I could also use it is that if, like when I used to do emergency communication, the net will happen at a very specific frequency. So on 20 meters, and they'll tell you exactly, what the numbers and stuff like that. So then if I tune on there, and I'm only monitoring this for traffic and all this, then that antenna would be great for that. And that's another use that I could do. I could connect different antennas, and when I'm talking to X, I switch the antenna to the coax, and then I can, because I know, let's say the net that happens at 7 o'clock, so I'll connect on the antenna at 7 o'clock, but between after 8 or 9 o'clock or 6 o'clock, I may look for other and be connected to another antenna. So this is why the advantage of having different antenna, and they have different use. But when I start getting my digital, I'm probably going to use this more. The advantage too of this one, it's easier conceal. Like the one that I have, if let's say I would want to keep low profile, it's very hard when you have like a 6-foot, 10-foot antenna on your balcony to keep low profile. They know there's something happening. Versus this one, I could stay within the house, put that in the window still, and monitor the frequency as I would want to. So that's one advantage of having this antenna, and I'm probably going to practice that pretty soon to be able to monitor those kind of frequency within inside and stuff. So those were my antennas, and like I said, they're very mobile. They're pretty easy to carry, even the long one, and they stay well within my kits. Make them portable, it would be a little bit harder, especially the long one. This one would be possible. Some of those antenna as well, like the soda one, would be a portable option. But mainly when I use it is for mobile and for my kit if I bug in. So, and it's to work with the box that I am building right now. So anyway, if you have any question, just leave a question below, and I'll talk to you soon.